Welcome to another episode of English 101, your daily listening companion to fluency. In this episode, we're diving deep into a topic that every learner, no matter their level, can benefit from. Daily habits that truly boost your English fast. If you've been studying English for a while, but still feel stuck, or if you're just beginning and wondering how to make steady progress, this episode is designed for you. I'll guide you through practical, realistic, and proven habits that you can build into your day. Habits that don't require hours of study, expensive tools, or complex strategies. Just a few smart changes in your daily routine can transform your English journey. So, grab your headphones, stay with me until the end, and let's unlock the power of small habits for big results. Every morning is a new chance to grow, and for English learners, it's the perfect time to plant the seeds of fluency. The first habit that can significantly improve your English is starting your day with intentional input. This means you should expose yourself to natural English as soon as your day begins. For example, instead of checking your phone for news in your native language, switch to a short English news podcast or watch a simple YouTube video in English with subtitles. Let your brain wake up in English. It might feel strange at first, but your brain adapts quickly when it recognizes a routine. Within just a few days, you'll notice a big difference in how quickly you understand spoken English in the morning. Alongside listening, reading even a short paragraph every day helps reinforce your vocabulary. Choose something you enjoy, a page from a novel, a short article, or even motivational quotes. The key is consistency, not quantity. A habit is not about doing a lot one time, but doing a little every time. If you build a morning reading routine, your brain begins to associate English with the start of your day, making the language feel more natural and familiar. Now let's talk about speaking, even if you're alone. Many learners wait for a perfect conversation partner to practice speaking, but that day may never come. The habit of shadow speaking, repeating after a native speaker in real time, is incredibly powerful. It improves pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence. You can do it while brushing your teeth, walking to school, or having breakfast. Pick a podcast or video, play a few seconds, pause, and repeat. Your mouth needs to move to learn the sounds of English. Without this physical practice, your brain may understand, but your voice will hesitate. Writing is another underrated habit that can speed up your English progress. Each morning, take 5 minutes to write a few lines about your plans, your mood, or a dream you had. Don't worry about grammar at this point. The goal is to activate your thoughts in English. This simple journaling builds a bridge between your ideas and English expression. Over time, you will notice that your ability to express yourself in writing, and eventually in speech, becomes smoother and quicker. Habit building requires repetition, but also emotional reward. That's why adding a habit tracker or a simple checklist can motivate you to stick with your goals. For example, create a chart where you check off boxes for each habit. Listened to English podcast, read 1 paragraph, shadow spoke for 3 minutes, wrote a short journal. When you see progress on paper, you feel it more in your mind. It builds momentum. You are training your identity, becoming someone who speaks English daily. Another powerful morning habit is positive self-talk in English. Every day, say 1 encouraging sentence to yourself in English. It could be, I am improving every day, or I enjoy learning English, or English is opening new doors for me. This might sound silly, but it connects language learning with emotion, and our brains learn emotionally more than logically. Self-talk sets the tone for your day and helps fight self-doubt. It creates a confident inner voice in your target language. Incorporating English into physical activity also deepens learning. For instance, while doing stretching or yoga in the morning, play an English audio guide or count your movements in English. The brain remembers language better when it is paired with movement. Even walking while listening to English strengthens memory and comprehension. Try making your exercise time your listening practice time as well. It's efficient and surprisingly effective. Let's not forget one of the most important daily habits, reviewing vocabulary. But not the boring list memorizing way. Use flashcards with images or apps like Anki, Quizlet, or even sticky notes around your room. Review 5 to 10 words every morning. But don't just look at the meaning. Use the word in a sentence, say it aloud, connect it with a memory. That's how words stick. You don't need to learn 100 words in a day. Just 5 daily, consistently used, can transform your speaking skills in a few months. Finally, design your environment to support your English goals. Change your phone language to English. Set reminders in English. Label objects in your room with English words. Your space speaks to you. If that language is English, your thinking will begin to reflect it. The environment you build will either support your habit or distract from it. Make English visible, audible, and present. Your morning habits are the foundation of your day. When you begin with English, everything else that follows builds on that base. It's like giving your brain a clear message. Today, we grow in English. The energy you bring in those first moments of the day will guide your choices, attitude, and focus. Even 10 to 15 minutes of intentional English practice can have a huge impact if done daily. Remember, small efforts, repeated with care and consistency, always lead to great transformation. As your day progresses, your energy shifts. The morning is about setting the tone, but the afternoon is your chance to reinforce and activate what you've learned. This is where active learning habits become essential. One powerful habit for the afternoon is quick review sessions. Instead of starting something new, revisit what you encountered in the morning. Rewatch a short clip, read the same paragraph again, or rewrite the words you learned side. Repetition with slight variation helps the brain move information from short-term to long-term memory. It's like watering the seeds you planted in the morning. Engagement is key. Don't just passively listen or read. Interact. Pause and repeat phrases, summarize a video out loud, or even explain what you learned to yourself in front of a mirror. This kind of self-teaching reinforces comprehension and highlights gaps in understanding. When you explain a concept or retell a story in your own words, you not only remember it better, you make it your own. This habit may feel odd at first, but it's incredibly effective for boosting fluency. Another great habit is to connect English with your real-world tasks. If you're cooking, cleaning, or working on a project, narrate your actions in English, even in simple words. Say, "I am boiling water," or "Now I'm cutting vegetables." This mental narration connects the language with your life, not just your books. The more you do this, the more English becomes a natural part of how you think. It stops being a foreign language and starts becoming your tool for daily expression. Lunchtime can also be learning time, without losing enjoyment. For example, you can watch a fun English vlog or sitcom while eating. Choose content that makes you laugh or feel good, because emotional connection improves memory. If you laugh during a phrase, you'll likely remember it better. Keep subtitles on if needed, but make sure you're not just reading. Listen actively. Pause, rewind, and repeat funny or useful phrases. Over time, your brain starts picking up patterns naturally. Midday is also a good time for a language walk. If you go outside for a break, listen to a podcast, a TED Talk, or an audiobook while walking. Walking while listening helps with retention because your brain is more relaxed and open to input. Even just 10 minutes of listening during a walk can greatly increase your daily English exposure. This habit is easy to form, and once it becomes part of your routine, you won't want to go without it. Social connection, even virtual, can also be a part of your afternoon habits. Join an English learning community, participate in an online forum, or leave a comment on a video or blog in English. Real communication, even in small doses, helps cement what you've learned. It shows you how English is really used, with real people. Even liking posts or reading others' comments on English channels gives you insight into how people express ideas informally and naturally. One more powerful afternoon habit is using mini writing challenges. Give yourself a topic and write 5 sentences about it. For example, describe your favorite food, explain a funny memory, or describe your neighborhood. Don't worry if it's perfect, just write. Then, read it aloud. This process connects your writing, reading, speaking, and thinking into one compact activity. You can even record yourself reading it to hear your pronunciation and improve it over time. Avoiding burnout is also important. If you're feeling tired, don't force yourself into heavy study. Instead, switch to passive immersion. Play English music while resting or listen to a calm podcast while lying down. Exposure, even without full attention, still strengthens your brain's familiarity with English rhythm and tone. Just hearing the music of the language helps tune your ear, much like a child learning their native tongue by being around it all day. Games and apps can also become part of your afternoon habit, but choose wisely. Avoid apps that feel like mindless tapping, and instead pick ones that make you think, form sentences, or remember real phrases. Some apps let you chat with AI, practice pronunciation, or solve English word puzzles. If you're going to play something, make it something that teaches you naturally. Setting tiny goals for the afternoon helps keep you focused. For example, I'll learn 3 new words and use them in a sentence. Or, I'll speak in English for 5 minutes aloud. Or, I'll listen to one short podcast and explain it in my own words. These micro goals are not overwhelming, and they offer a quick win. Success builds confidence, and confidence builds fluency. Lastly, use the power of visual association. Create mind maps or small diagrams of what you learned earlier. Use drawings, arrows, and colors to make English concepts more memorable. The more senses you engage, sight, sound, speech, the stronger your memory. Even making a small vocabulary sketchbook where you draw new words instead of just writing them can change how well you remember them. Your afternoon doesn't have to be full of long lessons. Instead, fill it with short, effective, and enjoyable English moments. Keep your mind open, your goals realistic, and your habits consistent. Remember, fluency is not built in a day, but it is built daily. As the sun begins to set and your daily tasks wind down, your evening becomes a sacred time for reflection and refinement. Many language learners underestimate the power of nighttime routines, but in fact, the brain consolidates much of its learning during rest. This means that whatever you do in the hours before sleep can significantly affect how much you retain. One of the most effective evening habits is reviewing your day in English. You can do this mentally by simply thinking about your day in English, or better yet, by journaling it. Take a few minutes to write a short diary entry in English. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just describe what you did, how you felt, what you learned. Today, I listened to an English podcast while walking. I learned 3 new words. I felt happy when I understood the meaning without subtitles. This kind of writing not only improves grammar and vocabulary, but it helps solidify your experiences and associate English with your life. Another helpful habit is to reflect on what worked and what didn't. Were there moments in the day when you struggled to understand something? Did you avoid speaking because you felt unsure? Identifying these moments without judgment gives you a path to improvement. Maybe you realize that you need to practice listening to faster speech, or you need more vocabulary around emotions or work. These reflections turn your experience into direction. Evening is also a great time to engage with deeper content. Watch a short documentary, listen to an English audiobook chapter, or read a short story. Unlike short-form content during the day, this is your chance to stretch your understanding and expose yourself to more complex ideas. Don't be afraid of not understanding every word. Focus on the big picture, the flow of the story, the emotions in the voice. Challenge your brain gently, and it will grow. You can also use this time for pronunciation shadowing. Pick a short video or audio clip, ideally one with a transcript, and repeat what you hear, trying to match the rhythm, tone, and emotion. Pause after each sentence and echo it exactly. This shadowing technique trains your mouth and ears to move in harmony, improving fluency naturally. It's like singing along with a song, but for your speaking skill. Building your vocabulary base is another powerful evening habit. Instead of just memorizing words, create word webs or flashcards with images, example sentences, and synonyms. Review them before bed. The quiet, focused energy of evening helps these connections settle in your memory. Plus, sleeping soon after learning allows the brain to process the information and store it more efficiently. Another useful habit is watching your progress. Keep a simple tracker: how many minutes you listened, how many words you learned, or how often you practiced speaking. You can even keep a monthly chart. Seeing your own progress, even in small steps, keeps you motivated. It proves to you that you're moving forward, even if fluency still feels far off. Remember, fluency isn't a place you reach, it's a process you live. One very powerful but often overlooked habit is setting intentions for tomorrow. Before you sleep, decide. Tomorrow, I'll learn 5 new words, or I'll write a short comment on an English video, or I'll speak aloud while cooking breakfast. When you plan ahead, your brain starts working on it subconsciously. It prepares you to follow through. Intentions create momentum. Evening is also a time to unwind with English music, especially slower or acoustic songs where lyrics are easy to follow. Listen and sing along. Music not only improves listening, it builds emotional connection. When you like a song, you listen to it again and again, and that's how phrases and structures get stuck in your brain naturally. Reading English before bed can also improve your vocabulary and comprehension. Choose something light and enjoyable, maybe a children's story, a personal blog, or a short chapter from a novel. Don't stress about understanding every detail. The goal is to enjoy the language. Pleasure and repetition are the best teachers. If reading feels too intense, consider listening instead. Audiobooks and bedtime stories are available for all levels. As a final step in your evening routine, practice mindful listening. Close your eyes and listen to a calm English podcast or story. Don't take notes. Just listen. Let the words wash over you. This kind of passive exposure helps you relax while still training your ear. It builds your feel for the language, something that can't be taught with rules alone. It's the rhythm, emotion, and tone of English that makes you fluent, not just grammar. Sleep is your brain's reset button. When you go to bed after engaging with English, reading, listening, speaking, or reflecting, your mind continues processing and organizing that input. That's why evening habits are so powerful. They prepare your brain to remember. If you make it a daily routine, even just 20 to 30 minutes of thoughtful evening practice, your learning will be faster, deeper, and more joyful. So remember, your day isn't truly finished until you've ended it with English. It's the quiet moments, writing a journal, repeating a phrase, reading a short story, that shape your fluency. Keep your evenings peaceful, meaningful, and consistent. They are the hidden hours where real learning begins to grow.